A speeder in trouble. An AT-AT on the move. Luke has to take it down. But what about poor DAK? Welcome to Lobricks, and today on our Star Wars LEGO Hoth MOC, we are going to be smooshing a speeder. We got to do it. It happened. The AT-AT stepped on it, and poor DAK was inside. How we're going to do that? You're going to have to stick around and find out. So let's get to it.
Hello everybody and welcome back to our Hoth MOC. We have a lot of stuff going on right now, but today we are going to be working on this little part right over here. And if you don't know what this is where DAK's snow speeder gets stepped on by this little fella. As you know, little Luke here is gonna throw a grenade up into the cabin of this AT-AT to explode it, and it's going to be pretty cool. So hopefully that works out, but first Luke needs a speeder, which he jumped out of, and unfortunately DAK did not survive. As you know in the movie, he got stepped on pretty good, so we're gonna have to put our speeder in here and have DAK be all smushed. All right, so first thing I want to do is articulate our AT-AT here to make it look like he did in the movie with his legs the right way around as he has just stepped on DAK. So we're going to get a clip of that, and then we're going to make sure his legs are in the right position. And then after that, we're going to put the Smashed snow speeder in. So let's articulate this fella right now. All right, so there we have it. The walker AT-AT is in place, and we put some clear plastic panels underneath there to, you know, make sure his foot's a little rose. But this is how he was when he just stepped on DAK. So now that we are finally putting DAK here, we're going to take up these dark slope pieces, and we are going to make a little bit of a indent, a little crater here, and then we're going to inlay our speeder. And for right now, we're using this speeder, which is kind of half smashed. There is some more stuff I want to add to this, like the back tow hitch, but in the future we will eventually, you know, make this more accurate to the scene. I think some of the wing stuff is broken. We want to make it look really accurate, and also to kind of scale with this, because this doesn't really scale well, so we might, you know, shrink some stuff down. But for right now, I just want to kind of create a little bit of a crater and take out some of the underside of the wing so it's a little more flat. So what we're going to do to accomplish that is literally just take off some of the undersides of the wing. These little parts here which attach and, you know, connect the wings to the speeder itself must go on both sides of the speeder. And as you can see, there's a lot of parts that were removed from the middle section here. So we are just gonna kind of have them pushed into the ground a little bit with a lot of stuff kind of piled and broken on top. So that's kind of how we wanted it, is just a little flat around here, and we wanted to have it indented into the ground. So I'm gonna make the indentation right now. And I think taking off the underside of those wings definitely made it sit a little flatter. In the future, we're gonna add some, probably the back part, and then, you know, obviously some more detail up top in the fuselage here and make it look a little more smashed in. But first I wanna make, you know, the crater itself. So let's work on that crater. All right, guys, so there we have it. There is the crashed or smushed speeder. So what I did here is I just kind of embedded our speeder into the ground, and there's just kind of a lot of debris from when it crashed. And then we have, you know, the wings itself are on these sides here, and the middle section got depressed when it got smushed. But I think it turned out pretty okay. But there is something we still need to add in to our beautiful smashed speeder here. And I know it's a little hard to see, but we don't have DAK in there.
Hey everyone, DAK says he's got this one! Hey, Imperial Fleet! Get ready to suck some DAK!
And we need a smushed DAK because, as you can see, our speeder here is very smooshed. So, I'm going to turn it over to Leaky. He seems to have some idea about how we can get a smashed DAK. So let's see what he's up to.
All right, first we have to select the right DAK for the job. So we're going to start with the first DAK. And he doesn't need his gun for this. So just in case things go horribly wrong, we have 4 more DAKs to work with. Okay guys, it's time to cook DAK. Why are we cooking DAK? Stick around to find out. Alright, so what we are using to cook DAK is a Weber Genesis 2 grill. And let's fire it up here. And we are going to put it on the highest setting so it gets warmed up to about 500 degrees. And then we'll come back in a few minutes. I almost forgot, when cooking DAK, you want to put a little cooking spray so DAK does not stick to the tin foil. And we are going to use the olive oil. It's lower in cholesterol for, you know, when you cook DAK. So let's spray the area where we're going to cook DAK. There we go. DAK is down. So let's get them, let's check on the grill, see how hot it is and if it's hot enough to cook DAK. Okay, so the temperature gauge is at 450 degrees. And if the interwebs is correct, DAK will cook at about 350. So that should be plenty of heat to cook DAK. So let's close the top of the grill and we're gonna go set the timer for, I'm gonna say about 5 minutes, and we'll come back and see how DAK's doing.
Hey, what you got cooking here?
All right, well the timer just went off. I think DAK is about done.
DAK?
Ooh, he smells delicious.
Oh, what?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he got stepped on by a walker. So, but I think we want to squish him a little more. Let's turn off the grill. So I've never cooked a minifigure before. This is interesting. I think those are his hands. They literally melted right off.
Why would you do this to a poor minifigure? Poor fella.
Do you think he's smushed enough? Or should I...
Well, he's gotta...
Should I press him with the meat hammer?
Definitely press him in. If he's gonna be stepped on, you know. You gonna add some lube?
Yeah, I don't want it to get... I don't want to get DAK stuck on my meat hammer.
Well... He feels... Oh... Aw, jeez. The walker really did a number on this fella. Well...
Do you think that's good? Is that good smash DAK?
Yeah, that's a good smash DAK.
All right, well let's go put him under the walker then. Does he? Let's see if he comes off of the tin foil. Oh, he does. He peels off just like a. Wow. Oof.
What a fella! Did the printing remain on the back? Yeah.
Sort of. Sort of. That's actually really gross. We might have to put, this might not be safe for young viewers to watch this. This is really harmful to psyches.
Poor DAK.
Poor DAK.
All right, so now that we have our smushed DAK with the Cooking with Leaky segment there, we're going to put him in. And this will be our minifigure for this episode, is this smooshed DAK. So if we put him in right there, and we kind of just have him over top, we can have our little smushed DAK right there.
That's really gross.
Yeah, well, you know, it's very child friendly. I mean, if we take a look, all of his printing was retained and he's just a little smushed. So, you know, I think that's gonna work well for our snow speeder scene right here. Overall, I think it turned out really good, and I'm glad that everything is, you know, looking a-okay over here. And if we take a final look at what we did,
except for DAK.
Yeah, except for DAK, of course. You know, he's a little smushed, so that's that. But yeah, if we take a final look at what we did, you know, all these little snow fragments coming out the front end of the ship when it crashed in. So I think that looks well, or good and well. And then of course the ship itself, which is embedded in the snow, which I think looks great. So there we have it. There is the Smushed speeder. I think there's some stuff that could be done better a little on this. Might bury this wing in a little more, kind of how we have it on this side. I think that side looks a little better than the other side. But, you know, what do you guys think? So there's our Smushed speeder. Looking very good. Of course, right in front of the walker that smushed it. So yeah, there we have it. All right, guys, so now that we have completed our snow speeder build, there is much more to come. Like we said, we've got work going on in Echo Base. As you know, last week, got some internal rooms there. Looking very good. But in the future, we're gonna have to expand out our hallway and start working our medical chamber. But as of next week, I think we're going to rotate back to our trenches over here. As you can see, the trench is looking a little, you know, not very greebled up. I think the inside of the trench looks really good with all the folks running on down inside. But as far as the top part of the trench, you still got a lot of colors in there and such. So I want to kind of smooth that out. And then of course, we've got some more work over here to do by the Wampa Cave. So, you know, there's tons of stuff that needs to be done. And the Wampa Cave is so hard to show you guys because there's all these dang walkers in the way. And speaking of these walkers, we want to start, you know, putting them in their proper place and such. So a couple of them need to be smushed down into the ground. You know, one of them's got to get their legs wrapped up and such. So there's plenty to come, but for now, the only one that's in its proper orientation is of course this fella, because he just brutally killed DAK, and you know, he's walking away. But anyway, he's not gonna live any much longer because, you know, Luke's on the case. But guys, basically there is tons and tons to come, so you gotta just stay tuned, keep watching, and that's gonna do it for this video.
So DAK is done. Poor DAK, he's crushed. I hope we didn't lose a ton of fans because we did mutilate a Lego minifigure. That's not great. We had to do it though. It was the only way we could figure out how to have DAK smushed in there. So anyways, we hope you liked today's video. Remember to join us here each and every Wednesday for our LEGO Hoth MOC. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And think about becoming a member because we are working on Tatooine and only members can see it right now. Eventually, everybody will see a Tatooine update and we have one coming soon. So with that, I am Leaky Trooper. Hope you liked the video today. Don't forget to check out our Instagram. You can join our Discord server. And don't forget to join us here on Friday for a fun video and Monday on our unboxings. With that, I am out of here. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.